So, are you ready to learn how to show groom this adorably fun breed? I got to hang with Rayna Stewart with Chicola Pugs, as well as Teri Smith. So get ready, peeps. This breed may have a lot of hair, but they also have a lot of personality. Let's groom pugs. And this is what we use to groom a pug. You asked and I listened. I have been filming a stockpile of grooming episodes, and they are filled with so many cool tips and techniques that can be used on a plethora of breeds. So, comment below on what breeds you'd like to see, like and share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so that you can ring that little bell and not miss one episode. As with all of my breed grooming series videos, I start with the products to be used. It's no different with the pug. When it comes to grooming a pug for the show ring, Rayna actually does the grooming a week before the show, but the bath is given the day before the show.
The night before our first show, we give him a bath.
Now, Rayna and Teri may use completely different products to groom, but they both use the Isle of Dogs product. The shampoo they use is number 16, the White Coat Evening Primrose Oil Shampoo.
It's just to help them give them a little bit more of a to their coat. Then I also use Isle of Dogs conditioner.
For a little extra something something, she uses number 50, which is the light conditioner.
Leave it on for 5 minutes. Each product you need to leave on for 5 minutes.
Also, be sure to pick up a bottle of number 62, their EPO conditioning mist.
When we get to the show, the only other thing that we do, besides give them a little brush, is use a grooming product. We like this particular one, which is also Isle of Dogs, because of the smell. It's a really nice little primrose smell.
You've heard it 1,000,001 times before. I tell you all the time, never brush a dry coat. This product is absolutely perfect, not only for when you want to brush, but also for when you want to use that Furminator.
In preparation, we might use a little Furminator.
And this is to pull out all the undercoat, correct?
Yes. Pugs are either single or double coated. My pugs are all double coated. So they get a little fluffy at times, and we use this Furminator to help with that. Usually it's used on the chest and the rear hocks when they're starting to lose coat. We typically have this happen a little bit more than normal once they've taken a bath. It loosens loose hair.
Oh, okay.
I also use this type of brush. It's just a standard
Pin
bristle brush.
Okay.
And if I get to a show and I see that they need a little more Furminating and I don't have my Furminator with me, I'll use this brush to get all the loosened hair out. When I'm grooming my dogs with the Isle of Dogs Primrose Oil product, I use the regular bristle brush, a good quality bristle brush.
What kind do you have here? Oh, bass. Okay. Very cool.
And simply go through the coat after I've applied the product just to give it a little bit more shine.
Okay. So that's after this?
Yes.
Okay.
That's all that I do for grooming.
Oh, wow. That's easy.
The rest of it I do at home a week before the first show.
Oh, okay. So a week before you're trimming them?
Yes.
Okay, and you're using...
I'm using clippers, which is not the recommended thing to do, but I've been doing this for a lot of years, and I like the look that I get with the clippers. I do it a week before the first show.
Okay.
That way, if I make a mistake, it has a little bit of time to grow out.
Okay, gotcha. And you're just using a cordless trimmer. Okay.
Just a regular cordless Dremel.
All right.
I picked this one up, I think, at Walmart.
Okay, and you use a Dremel on your dogs for nails?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
One of my favorite things. And I just use whatever little drum head that I have available.
Okay, all right, perfect.
They don't like it.
No, pugs do not like
They do not like it.
No, they don't like it. How many pugs have you wrestled in your life?
A lot.
And then what do we use the tape for?
The tape is used here again ahead of time to help with their ears. There are two kinds of ears, rose and button. Button is preferred.
Okay.
In order to correct the rosing of the ear and give the illusion of a buttoned ear, or to actually coax their ears into that position normally, I use this kind of tape. And this is tape that they use at the hospitals.
Okay.
It's really easy to use because you can tear it with your fingers.
Oh, nice.
And I simply tape.
Okay. And we're going to do a whole episode just on that.
Okay.
Yay.
Basically, all that I do as far as grooming, a week at a time, in addition to putting the tape on the ears, also do the rear and the tail.
Okay. You do that a week before.
The week before. It cleans up the rear. It accentuates the rear angulation on the rear end.
Okay.
And it also cleans up the boys because I take a little bit from underneath the boys
Okay.
too.
Now, well, having owned a pug, they shed like constantly. Like,
You could make sweaters out of what you have on your living room floor.
right. How often do you recommend brushing a pug?
I would say at least every other day.
Okay.
I can't say that I do that, but I would recommend it.
Okay, and which one of these brushes would you recommend
I would
for that?
recommend
The
the
Furminator. Okay.
In addition to the products that Rayna shared, Teri grooms her pugs a tad different. We're going to add what she uses to the mix.
I basically use the same products that Rayna does. I do not use a Furminator, but I do use a flea comb to get the undercoat out.
You don't use the clippers.
The clippers. The Dremel, I find if you start your dog young
Mm-hmm.
and do it often, you might have one that doesn't mind it too much. You might even find one that you can lay on their back.
Oh,
If you
nice.
start them as a very young puppy.
Okay, all
I
right.
do it often. I try to do mine with a tap, 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 maybe, and do it every other day to get them a little bit ready for the show. But we have wrestled quite a few of them together, and it does take two and an exorcist also to get it done.
Right, yes.
While Rayna grooms a week before, Teri starts her process a day or two before.
If I wanted to do just the butt and the tail, I might do a straight line with
Okay.
the scissors.
Okay, all right.
And if I make a mistake with the scissors, then I come behind with the
With
thinning
thinning
shears. But I don't really have to use the scissors. I can just do it all with thinning shears.
Oh.
A good quality pair of thinning
Yes.
shears.
Nice. Very nice.
One-sided.
Yep. Okay, so you want the one-sided.
Right.
Okay.
And I do use the flea comb, what I call a flea. I call this a flea comb.
Okay.
You might want a little bit bigger one.
Right.
All that pug hair.
Right, right.
That is great for chasing fleas too.
Yeah.
But just to comb up the hair.
comb
a little
up the
bit
hair,
So you
okay.
can see what's feathered out and try to trim in a little more.
Okay, very
That's
nice.
it.
Very cool.
And I love this brush also. It's my favorite brush.
Very cool.
So, are you ready to groom? Rayna's going to start off first, and she's going to show us how she uses a trimmer to get her pugs ready for the show ring.
This is May Lee. She's a Finnish champion. She's also my daughter's service dog. She's a diabetes alert dog.
Very
We do
cool.
some different things with our dogs. And because she gets out and open an awful lot, we like to keep her in groom for show, so she feels like she's pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically all that I do is I use my grooming arm and my loop,
Yep. Which she
And I
is
set her up where I
on
want
there.
her.
Yep.
and I start doing her back, rear.
Okay, so
And
you're
her
just going
legs.
straight down and you're following the hair.
Yes, exactly. And I just try to neaten up the line a little bit. Same thing on the other side. I use a very, very delicate hand with this. Basically, when I start on the tail, I'm just going to go up the tail with a light hand and just remove the surface hair. I don't like the bottle brush loop. That's why I use this particular technique. And I'm going to continue going up the tail as much as I can, just taking off the surface hair.
So you're going up the tail.
Up the tail, all the way to the end. And I take the very tip off because it's also like a little bottle brush.
Oh, okay.
And then I take a little bit off right here where her tail meets her body,
Okay.
and a little bit off the tail itself. That helps the tail
Curl
lie
up. Okay.
closer to her back.
Her back, right.
So then I have this nice little curly tail.
Very nice.
The only other thing that I can do is I can tidy up the line right here. And again, I'm pretty much just going with the,
You're just following the
hair.
line. Yep. Following the.
and I just tidy up this line. And I also pull her forward and tidy up under the armpit to give her a nice smooth line when the judge is looking at her. Okay, so if we wanted to do just the front area in here, we just use the Furminator, and here again, we're just going with the direction of the hair.
Direction there. Okay.
And the idea is to pull some of this out if it's loose, so that he doesn't look quite so fluffy in the front. You can also take it out of the area in the back if he's also going through that period of time during the year when they're blowing coat. And that gets rid of the lion friends.
If you were not aware, I'm here to tell you that not only are pugs notoriously difficult with nail trimming, but they also shed like nothing else on this planet.
And that's how much it pulls out. And you do this over and over again as long as you need to.
There's always a third pug in the yard when we do that.
Yeah. And the birds love us because they make nests out of it.
Oh, well, there you go. Perfect.
I literally think their hair follicles breed like rabbits. The Furminator will be your absolute bestest friend in the entire world. Yes, trimming a pug with a trimmer is not for the faint of heart, but if you have a steady hand, the results are quite awesome. Teri's going to show us how to get your pug ready with shears. Pull out your thinning and straight shears from your arsenal and let's get to it.
Okay.
All right.
Some people might want to take this off a little bit.
Okay.
That's what some people do. Some people want to make the clean, and these are great to have if you don't have somebody helping you. Right, I'm going to clean this
So
up.
you're just using the straight on that.
Right. And this is why I say you can start straight, and sometimes I hold it up and go that way straight. I've already started with her yesterday, and sometimes I like to do it like 2 days. And like I said before, that if I make a mistake with these, I can hide it with the thinning.
The thinning shears, right?
Yes. This is especially good if you have a dog that has a really thick tail. And then sometimes you come in here, but again, I like the thinning shears for doing this type of work. But if you wanted to create a line,
Yeah, do you create that line or you just clean up the line?
both, you can create the line with your scissors.
Do you want the line there?
You want to try to follow the angulation of the dog, and especially if you have a dog that maybe doesn't have a lot of angulation, you can create an illusion of
Right,
angulation.
right,
And
right.
if she was using her other to clean up, also to clean up all these loose hair under here too. I can use these scissors to clean up the line like she was doing with her
Right.
other there. But I could also use
Thinning shears.
thinning shears. And also to make the butt look wider.
You would spread that
I
out. Okay.
I go outside that way to make the butt look wider. If you have a narrow butt,
Mm-hmm.
to make, and we ladies want to make our butt look wider, but
No.
we want to make our
Your
dog's
pugs,
butt.
yes.
And if you happen to be narrow in here, and you want to make your dog look a little wider in here,
Cut
you
that
would
in.
come in here and clean up in here, and you can clean up, like, show all their private parts.
Right.
And I'll work with it. Like I said, if I see, I'm not a hairdresser, I'm not a professional, and if I see something I don't like, I'll come back and do it again. And if I see one side looks better than the other, just like when we do our own hair.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I said yesterday, I say, hey Mom, I won, despite your haircut. As Rayna said, did hers, I can come around and do, quit calling me, I know. I can, the same thing if they don't have enough neck. You can give them the illusion of a neck by trimming up their cowl a little bit. You can thin it out and give them, not that she doesn't, she's a good girl, but you can trim in there and trim in there. You can come across the chest also and feather. It depends on what your dog needs.
Right.
You can give it to them with these. So I recommend the thinning shears.
We didn't talk about whiskers.
Yes. What?
Nobody does whiskers anymore.
No.
Oh.
Only if you got a male who's specialing a dog.
Okay.
Yes.
So
See them-
Everybody used to do whiskers.
Yes.
Now
nobody does whiskers.
Especially with the girls.
Okay, so the girls are left all natural.
Yes.
Teri and Rayna were beyond generous with their time, allowing me to make the pug one of the breeds that I get to build a whole little episode library on. Look for future episodes where we discuss the taping of ears, working on that tail, and of course, how to show this breed in the ring. So, until then...